Hi Mike, this is Debbie. Our story started here at Grace almost 10 years ago, and it was a really bad time. And our first experience at Grace was at a Easter sunrise service at Magnus Creek, and some friends of ours asked us to go, and that's how we got introduced to Grace. There was probably 30 people coming here then, and then it just kind of grew from there. But we found out that we had to be surrounded by people that were Christians just for support. And over the last, almost 10 years, the group of Christians has grown and grown and grown and grown, and we all offer each other support. It doesn't matter what your story is, what you've done, or anything else. We're just here to love on people, and we've discovered God's grace. So I think what grace is to us is it's home. I think it's home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you made me cry.
Anyway, but I think that's all we got to say about it, right?
Grace is home. And it's just such a good church and so many great people, and it just feels like home. That's really what we talked about, coming up here. And we have a stronger marriage because of it, and we've made so many good friends, and Brother Dylan and Peggy mean so much to us. Agreed?
I agree. It's just home.
Anything else?
I can't think of anything else. I have nothing now.
My name is Tim Walker, and this is what Grace Community Church means to me. Really, at first glance, when you come to Grace, it looks like every other church that there's ever been. You walk in, there's singing, there's preaching, there's praying, communion, Lord's Supper, all those things. But to me, what makes it unique, different, and special is really what is found in that name, Grace. I was a minister for 12 years. I taught grace. I preached grace. I thought I lived grace. But when grace was really needed in my life, it's only through Grace Community Church that I actually discovered what real grace was all about. You see, I grew up doing all the right things. I lived a relatively easy life for the first 38 years, did the right things. I got married, went to school, got a degree, got a master's degree, and I was a pastor for 12 years. Had kids, all those things that say you're doing the right things. And from the outside looking into my life, everything looked great, everything looked fine. But then, at the age of 38, life fell apart. And when that happened, I had nowhere to turn. I was going through a divorce, still pastoring, a couple of kids, and really didn't know what to even do. My wife and I were separated at the time. My kids would leave on Thursday and go with her. From Thursday to Sunday, I would just sit around the house and cry. But by Sunday morning, I was putting on that positive, happy face to go preach again at church. Well, the divorce happened, and at that point, I felt completely abandoned by everyone everywhere. And everything that I had been told or taught in my life about faith, Christianity, grace, and love seemed to be gone. And that's when Grace Community Church entered into my life. Brother Dale. The phone call I made to him was a life-changing phone call. And for the first time in my life, I began to understand what grace was. It didn't matter who I was, where I came from, how successful I was, or how unsuccessful I was, that Jesus was going to love me just exactly as I was, with all my imperfections, with all my successes, everything all together there in one place. And it was only through those experiences, and when I come here, I feel that I'm truly accepted by a community that doesn't try to be a perfect community, that doesn't even try to look like it is a perfect community, but accepts people just as they are. And I started in 2007, and honestly, I've tried to leave Grace a few times, but it draws me back because anywhere else I go, it's just the same warmed up version of Christianity, but Grace is different. It has that underlying of what real grace is all about. It's not something that's just taught, but it's also lived out through the lives of our people through our pastor. Of course, Grace was founded through the crisis in the life of our pastor's family. And I think that's what makes Grace unique, and that's why Grace is a place for me.
Well, been going to Grace for, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years, 8 years, I guess. Before that, we were kind of like mired in church rhetoric, you know, doing this and that, and on just about everything, every kind of, you know, committee or whatever.
This is where I'm going to stop you.
Oh, okay.
I'm Carolyn Siegfried.
Oh, I'm Greg Siegfried.
That might be a good place to start.
There we go.
And yes, we have been coming to Grace for about 8 years now. It would be fair to say we were totally different people then. Grace has played such a huge part in our growth and our journey, and I can't express enough what it has meant to us. What do you have to say? Go ahead. I won't interrupt this time.
You're not going to interrupt. Okay. Basically, well, you know, Grace is just, it's an awesome place. It's a place where you can feel not threatened, not intimidated as far as having to perform or do anything. You know, even if you mess up, you're still going to be loved here, you know, and we're all a bunch of screw-ups, and I just, you know, I love every one of you guys, and you know, that's why I love to go here. And it's just been, like Carolyn said, it's been definitely the part of our journey has been so much broadened, and we found out so much more about ourselves and the different, you know, things we've done here at Grace, and met the different people and shared our experiences and our story with everybody, and it's home to me. I feel very welcomed here and just very loved here. You want to add anything to that?
Well, like I said before, I was thinking of an old movie. I think is it Ted's Most Excellent Adventure? Or Journey, what is it called?
Yes, something like that. Bill and Ted's
Most Excellent
Adventure.
And that's really kind of been what it's been, at least for me. It's been this type of adventure, this type of journey, and I wouldn't say that I always felt my life was an adventure, but now I do, and it's an exciting adventure, and Grace has played such a big part in making that happen for us, and it's just been awesome.
Agreed.